It's the final countdown. We are within an hour before the schedule releases for the entire NFL. We've got a lot of stuff trickling out, so we have plenty of things to talk about. But we are going to be on the lead up until we figure out what the 2024 schedule will be looking like and what the 49ers are going to have to do to get back to the Super Bowl. We're going to talk about all that stuff right now, but you guys already know what to do. Drop that SDS in the chat. Smash that like button because it's the final countdown. Let's go. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see it. Let's go. We got a new member to start off the stream. We got schedule release today. Ooh, we got something to look forward to. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what the San Francisco 49ers been cooking up because as you guys know, or maybe if you don't know, schedule release day for social media teams, it's like their Super Bowl. They're all competing to see who can have the best drop, the best way, creative way to share the schedule. So I am definitely excited to see it's members only chat. I did not know that. So apparently you can only comment if you're a member. Hold on, let me see if we can let me see if I can fix that because I don't want just nothing against the members. But I definitely want to make sure that we get other people's feedback in here. Let me see if I can mess with that. But I am very excited about what we got cooking today. There we go. All right. Hopefully that changes it up a little bit so we can get subs in here. But hey, if you are a subscriber to the channel, jump into the chat. Let's see if we can see you. Hopefully we can. But I'm very excited. There we go. Welcome in here. I did not mean to keep all you faithful, lovely subscribers out of the chat. Look at now my heart is full. Look at everyone popping in here. Good to see the gang. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. There we go. Now we're cooking. Let's go. Get that chat popping. Shout out to Bread Gang. Shout out to the squad. We got, let's go. There we go. There we go. What's good, Uncle? Welcome back. Ooh. Okay, I like this. I'm calling Ricky Pearsall going to get the first touchdown of the season. Okay. Let's go. All right, so let's talk about the stuff that we already know that has dropped throughout the day. So we'll do a little bit of a recap as we kind of inch closer to the schedule release. What's up, my guy Justin? Let's go. Let me get everything going. So plenty of stuff in regards to what has been popping. Obviously, we found out earlier in the week the 49ers will open up the season with the Jets on primetime Monday Night Football. I mean, that game is going to be absolutely electric. You already know. I'm really curious to see what the ratings are going to be like for that game because honestly, I mean, we got robbed of Aaron Rodgers' debut, right? We got robbed because he got hurt within like the first 5 plays. And then it was the Zach Wilson show from there on out. Wasn't very inspiring. But now we got Aaron Rodgers coming back to the Bay, former Cal quarterback, born and raised in California. We got Monday Night Football. Woo! Let's go. Let's go. Shout out Jesse. Shout out Wifey. On the road for vacation? Oh, enjoy it. Enjoy it, Rebecca says. Is it football season yet? No, but I feel like we're hitting our milestones. We're hitting our milestones. This is one of the off-season milestones to help us feel like football season isn't too far away. So I'm very happy about that because the off-season, I've typically found a lot of enjoyment in the off-season, but I feel like whenever we get so close to winning it all and unfortunately falling short, I feel like I'm enjoying the offseason less and less because I think there's this feeling of being unsatisfied that just sticks with me throughout the whole offseason. And then basically I'm just like counting down the days. I'm like, all right. Okay, we had rookie mini camp. There's like a little taste of football being back. We're gonna have, I believe, OTAs next week, starting on Monday, I believe, and so we'll get a little bit closer. We'll get a little bit closer to more football. Then we get mandatory mini camp. We get a little closer, and then we take a nice little break. The dead period is what I call it. Basically, June and the first part of July, the dead period. And then that leads us right up into training camp. But again, this is one of those milestones that kind of like, I feel like re engages the brain of like, all right, last year, how it ended sucked, but it's time to wipe it clean and focus on the next season. The best part about all of this is it's not going to be an easy journey. It's going to be challenging. It's going to be difficult. We know how hard it is. But hey, man, I'm here for it. We'll see. We'll see what the 49ers are going to do. They're stacked up pretty well with the schedule, the home and away opponents. So we'll see how it goes. But there have been a bunch of leaks, dropping left and right. Nah, I haven't really been paying all that much attention to them. I'm just waiting for the schedule to drop so we could see it for real all at one time. But we do know, we found out yesterday on stream that the 49ers will be playing against the Chiefs week 7. And that, oddly enough, isn't a primetime game. The NFL dropped the top games of the season. The 49ers are playing in 2 of them. And one of them is that Chiefs game. Chiefs 49ers that isn't on prime time. I would have to imagine they're going to be thinking about flexing that game. I don't know, unless whichever I think was it Fox. I can't remember. I know Tom Brady will be calling that game. Whoever's calling that game, maybe they bought that time slot out because they want it there for that specific network. But as you can see, out of the top 5 games of 2024, the San Francisco 49ers are on there twice. You've got 49ers Chiefs, like we just talked about. That will be week 7. And then 49ers at Dolphins is the other game that NFL.com has listed as one of the top 5 games. Honestly, you could put more. I think 49ers Bills is going to be quite the matchup. The 49ers are going to be must-see TV. Brock Purdy, no surgery. Obviously, you want to get that monkey off your back, but you also have to look at in division. The division got better. I would say the Arizona Cardinals, Rams, and Seahawks all improved through free agency and the draft. So it's not going to be any easier. I think it's going to be very interesting to see how the division ultimately stacks. Obviously, the first goal is winning the division. So that's kind of like what I look at with the schedule is all right, when are our division games? How's it going to pan out? When and where are we playing in division? So I'm very interested about that. Alex says as long as Kyler is Cardinals quarterback and Geno is the quarterback for the Seahawks, they will never be a problem for us. Well, I also would have said Colt McCoy would never be a problem for the San Francisco 49ers. Yet Colt McCoy cooked us at home. What was that? Was that 21? I think that was, or was that 22? I can't remember. No, that was 21. Week 9, 2021. Colt McCoy eviscerated us. So I hear you. I hear you. I get the general thesis of what you're saying. But again, it's division. It's division games. You never know how it's going to go. They added Marvin Harrison. They had a pretty decent draft. They had a cornerback that I really liked in that draft, the Arizona Cardinals. Who knows what Kyler Murray is going to be looking like? Obviously, we've never really struggled all that much with him, but we'll see. We'll see. Doesn't mean they can't put up a fight. Just because we are the better team doesn't mean any given Sunday and things can't go crazy. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm saying. So we'll see. We'll see how it all goes down, obviously. But I think the division got better. I still don't think they're better than the 49ers, but I would, if I'm giving you an honest, objective opinion, I would say that the division got better with how they drafted and some of the free agents that they've added. The Rams are creeping. The Rams are creeping for sure. Their defensive line is young and potentially dangerous. So, hey, it's time to fight. It's time to fight, baby. I remember when Ryan Fitzpatrick cooked us in 2020. 2020 is just a year that I try to wipe clean from my entire memory. That year never happened. Oh gosh. Yes, I remember unfortunate things from that season. So I think the other things that I'm going to be looking out for too on the schedule is when do we play the cold weather teams? I think if there's anything that we've kind of been able to identify in regards to, if we're going to call it a weakness, I don't know if that's what you want to call it, but if we're going to call it a weakness in Brock Purdy's game, I like to call it kryptonite because that's what it feels like. It feels like when Brock Purdy gets into wet games, it really impacts his ability to throw the football. We saw it early on in the divisional round playoff against the Seattle Seahawks as a rookie. He was able to shake it off and be able to have a good game. He actually had arguably one of his best throws. Didn't count because unfortunately you dropped it, but arguably one of his best throws. But you kind of saw it rear its ugly head, and then obviously probably Brock's worst game of last season was against the Browns because that whole second half he couldn't grip the ball. The ball was, he would try to throw it. We had one pop out on him. The accuracy wasn't the same. It just didn't feel like he could grip and rip. And then we saw it early on in the Green Bay Packers game in the playoffs last year. So that's one thing that I'm on the lookout for. I'm like, all right, when are we playing teams with a high probability of playing in the rain or in conditions like with the Bills, what the 49ers are going to be playing in Buffalo this year. That's one that I'm like, I kind of hope that game is earlier on in the season. Same thing with the Green Bay Packers. Hope that game is earlier on in the season. Just for selfish reasons, and also too, I don't want to see our team, run into a bunch of weather conditions. But I'm really curious to see how Brock is going to continue to respond and develop in that area. Um, just I bet he can work on things to help those situations, because there's no way you're going to be able to avoid rain your entire career. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Based on what Callie's saying, I pray some of these leaks are incorrect. I haven't seen them. I've glanced at them, but to be honest, I'm just sitting back waiting. I'm just gonna wait for it to drop and kind of make my reactions then. I have seen some of the leaks that have come out. I've seen, I think the 49ers are rumored to have quite a few primetime games. They're rumored to have 6 primetime games. So, we'll see. We'll see if that comes to fruition, but the 49ers are gonna be well represented on national television next year, and we knew that. We already knew that. Brock Purdy, is a ratings driver because he's so polarizing. So many people have so many differentiating opinions on Brock. Is he good? Is he not good? Colin Cowherd today, and again, Colin Cowherd isn't someone that I look to be like, this guy knows ball. He's definitely not a rage baiter. Like, Colin Cowherd's number one job is to get people talking about his takes. So he is going to have outlandish takes. It comes with the territory. We know all these kinds of people in the media. You have people in the media who are going to take their jobs very serious, and they're very serious about, the opinions that they have, and being correct and trying to be as reasonable and rational as possible. Colin Cowherd is not one of those people. He has solidified himself with kind of obviously being a good talker, but on top of that, he has these takes, and he gets people stirred up. And one of the takes that he had today was going through some of the like top quarterbacks in the league and saying which quarterback he would rather have Jared Goff over. And he said, when it was Jared Goff versus Brock Purdy, he said, this is the easiest one on the list. I'm absolutely taking Goff over Brock Purdy. And it's just like, it's the easiest one on the list. Out of all the quarterbacks that he named on that list, you can make the argument that Goff and Brock are maybe the most similar out of, the top quarterbacks, your Patrick Mahomes, your Lamar Jacksons, your CJ Strouds, your Jordan Loves, like all these big, fast, physical specimens, right? And then when you look at guys like Goff is like a statue. He does not move. But you can't even say Brock is a statue. Brock's got wheels. Just ask Goff about that, because those wheels helped the 49ers complete an improbable comeback in the NFC Championship game to beat Jared Goff and those Lions. So again, he's just like, oh, this is the easiest one. We're definitely taking Jared Goff over Brock Purdy. It's like, oh, come on, man. Like, I get it. Jared Goff just got paid second highest paid quarterback in the league, which is crazy. Uh, but that's just the way it works. Next man up gets paid, and that's going to be the same situation when Brock gets paid. So Brock, I think, I was saying when Kirk Cousins got paid, I was like, oh, that feels like the baseline for Brock's deal, 45 million per year on average. And unfortunately, Jared Goff just blew that out of the water because I think if you objectively look at what Brock has been able to do in the short window of time in which he's done it, it's been more than impressive. And you have to remember, Jared Goff has been in the league a lot longer than Brock Purdy. This is Jared Goff's second team. Like he's he's had a lot of time to develop into the quarterback that he has. Brock is still developing. He's still improving. That's why I think Brock is going to even have a better year next year. And we've talked about this as well that when we like because for me personally, just looking at how the 49ers have built out this tight end room, for whatever reason, that for me has been the trigger of like, if it feels like the 49ers are evolving their offense a little bit because I know for a fact Kyle Shanahan needs a legitimate tight end too that he can trust. And I don't look at any of the tight end twos current or the tight ends on the roster being able to be fully trustworthy yet. I would say right now, out of all the tight ends that are behind George Kittle, Braden Willis is the most trustworthy. But even still, he's not to the level of trust that Charlie Warner was. So to me, seeing the tight end room kind of makes me feel like we're going to, and not only seeing the tight end room, but seeing the 49ers draft two wide receivers, one in the first round, one in the fourth, Jacob Cowing. And you look at both of the skill sets of Pearsall and Jacob Cowing, and then you combine that with Jennings and Ayuk and Debo. And we know Debo can play all over the place. He can play behind the line of scrimmage. He can play in the backfield. He can play split out wide. He can play in the slot. He can be wherever. So he's a bit of a chess piece. We know BA is going to be lined up on the outside. Jennings can be a big slot. He can go outside. Yeah, Ronnie Bell. Ronnie Bell showed out a little bit last year, showed some promise, showed he deserved to be on a roster. So I think we might see a bit of an evolution for Kyle. I do. I think Kyle fully understands how to beat zone coverages. And, I think when you look at what happened to the 49ers in the Super Bowl and the way, the big story is, right, they just they just manned up and just really made it difficult for the 49ers to complete their timing routes, right? Like everything is so timing predicated in Kyle's offense that when you get bumped off that timing, it messes up your whole offense. Because if you're expecting to hit that hitch step, balls out because your wide receiver is supposed to be breaking right when you expect them to be break, but that's not happening because of some of the coverage that you're seeing, that can kind of jar the system. So I do feel that if there's any year to evolve the 49ers offense, it would be this year. You have a quarterback who can do it. That's the beauty of it, is that I think this is going to be the first time since maybe Matt Ryan, when Matt Ryan won his MVP with the Atlanta Falcons, that Kyle's going to be able to trust his quarterback to be able to put the ball in his quarterback's hands and let his quarterback do what he does. And I think we've seen that already evolving. And then as Brock went into year two, obviously Brock was just trying to be healthy in year two. But towards the end of the year, I think that started to build and build and build. Trust continued to build. And you saw Kyle put the ball in Brock's hands more. And now, with all these weapons, like, are you going to run all the time? Like, we get it. You got Christian McCaffrey. And you want to use and utilize Christian McCaffrey as much as you can. But at the same time, I think if you can put more emphasis on the passing game and you can get more creative, I think we could. I think we could see some evolution there. All right, T minus 30 minutes until the schedule releases. Love to see it. I can't wait. Man. Getting excited. I shouldn't be this excited about a schedule release, but here I am. This is how you know I am just a degenerate. I love football so much. We found out today, though, that the 49ers won't be playing in the UK. I think from a competitive standpoint, it's not a bad deal for the 49ers. I think from a selfish standpoint, I was looking for an excuse. I was looking for an excuse to get out to the UK. It's like, I was like, man, 49ers UK. All right, fine. Don't twist my arm. I'll go to the UK. Why not? I low key wanted to see it because I'm kind of bummed. I'm bummed I missed out. I'm bummed. I'm bummed I missed out on the Mexico one. That Mexico City game looked phenomenal. But to Tony's point, the last thing the 49ers needed was an overseas game. And I agree with you because as it currently stands right now, the 49ers sit fifth in the NFL with total miles traveled. They will be traveling next season 24,575 total miles, changing time zones 28 times. So that has them fifth in the NFL in most travel, which is a good thing, I guess, if you compare to the year prior, where they were second in the NFL in travel with 29 and change thousand miles traveled. So they've been able to reduce it a decent amount, which is good. But they're still in the top five. Hendrick says, who's number one? So number one is the Los Angeles Chargers with 26,803 miles traveled. Number two is the Miami Dolphins with 25,869 miles traveled. Number three is the Seattle Seahawks with 25 and some change. New England Patriots at 425 and change. And then the San Francisco 49ers. Rams right behind the Niners. Raiders right behind the Rams. And then the list goes on and on. The teams with the least amount of travel next year will be the Commanders, Bengals, Colts, Steelers, Falcons, Saints. So it feels like it's interesting how the Tampa Bay Buccaneers only got to travel 15,000 miles, but the Miami Dolphins have to travel nearly 26,000 miles. That's quite the discrepancy. That's quite the discrepancy. IS wants 49ers in Germany. Listen, I'd be down. I'd be down to travel. But I guess we'll have to wait till next year potentially for that. William says, I hate the Saints. Speaking of the Saints, the 49ers will be having joint practice with the Saints. I'm very much looking forward to that for sure. Um, that will be actually held in UC Irvine. So schedule hasn't dropped yet. This is the final countdown to the schedule drop. Schedule drops in what is that? 24 minutes. So we're 24 minutes away from the schedule dropping. We've already got 2 games confirmed. We have an additional 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 leaked. But I'm just gonna wait. It's the rumor has it is that we have 6 primetime games. So and that's not a surprise. I was expecting 5 plus primetime games. So all eyes are going to be on the 49ers. The 49ers are going to be I guarantee it, one of the hottest stories in the entire NFL next year. Yes, no holidays. Oh, what's good? What's good, fam? Shout out to the fam over at U Stadium. Says, what's up, boys? Thoughts on the Jets matchup week 1? What I can say from that is all eyes are going to be on that game. I'm very curious to see if that matchup between the Jets and 49ers week 1 Monday Night Football at Levi's Stadium ultimately breaks some kind of viewership records for Monday Night Football. It just feels like people want to see Aaron Rodgers. They didn't get to see him last year. And then you combine that with, the Super Bowl runner-ups in the 49ers, the Brock Purdy storylines. There's a ton of intermingling of 49ers players on the New York Jets. You have staff like Robert Saleh, their head coach. The 49ers tried to hire their defensive coordinator, Ulbrich, this offseason and were unsuccessful. So there's plenty of storylines there. Don't forget the storyline where Kyle Shanahan called up the Green Bay Packers on draft night in 2021 and tried to trade for Aaron Rodgers, but was ultimately unsuccessful. Is this true? Was that Floyd? I remember the injury. I thought it was more non-contact, but I don't really remember all that well. But I did think it was a non-contact injury. But if it was Floyd, that's kind of wild. I actually want to look this up. Aaron Rodgers injury. Was it really Floyd? Oh, it was. No way. That's holy crap. That I had no idea. Yeah, he wrapped him up. I had no idea. I never made that connection. That makes it even crazier. I haven't seen the replay, but the fact that Leonard Floyd is the one who tackled Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers tears his Achilles and now faces off again. Ooh, that's spicy. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, right here. Wow. This is wild. The Jets have Reddick, who knocked Brock Purdy out of the NFC Championship game with the UCL. Dude, this game's gotta be. It's got to be one of the. It's gonna break some kind of viewership records. It's going to. It has to. Monday Night Football. No one else competing with it. Everyone's gonna be sitting around, getting home from work to watch Aaron Rodgers return to the Bay, to the team that passed on him in the draft, for Alex Smith coming out of Cal, facing off against the defensive end at the end of the season in the week 1 of last year. And then on the other side, they have the defensive end that ended Brock Purdy's Cinderella story that could have. Okay, now we're cooking. My guy's like, the Jets got Reddick. Hey, the Jets low-key have a pretty solid roster. I was looking over the roster because I was looking at all the 49ers that are over there. They got a nice roster. Like they low-key do. If they have a quarterback, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner, CJ Mosley, their defensive line, Will McDonald, I was a big fan of. Then you get Reddick, and they have Quinnen Williams. They're not bad. DJ Reed, not bad. Whew. That game's gonna be crazy. Oh my gosh. Dude, Levi Stadium is gonna be cracking too. You already know. It's about to be all the way up for sure. Monday Night Football in the Bay. Whew. I'm getting hyped just thinking about it. Let's go. We're less than 20 minutes away from the schedule drop. We're getting closer. We're inching closer and closer and closer. Woo! Can't wait. Lisa says maybe with grass, Rodgers will make it past 8 snaps. It's crazy that it was the turf monster that got him. That turf in MetLife Stadium is so bad. So just unbelievably bad. Ultimately got their quarterback. All that good stuff. There's honestly not a bad section in Levi's Stadium. I like to sit in the 20s. So you could sit in the lower bowl, you could sit in the upper bowl. I feel like if you sit in the lower bowl or the 200s, you're going to get a good seat regardless. But I like to sit in the 20s area of Levi's. So that's where I like to go for sure. But honestly, I've sat all around the lower bowl. Not a bad spot in the lower bowl. Like I said, I like the 200s. 200s isn't bad. That's just kind of where I sit. I haven't gone into the 3 or 4s yet, but if you're going to grab a spot in the lower bowl or the 200s, you'll find a good seat for sure. All right. Kirk says, "Hey Brad, looking to purchase a Vapor Elite jersey. Who would you recommend a jersey of? Do you think Purdy is a good option for a long time? I cautiously, optimistically say that yes, Brock Purdy is a very, very good option for a long time, based on the fact that the San Francisco 49ers have been talking about Brock Purdy, already talking about potentially extending him and, having those conversations to get him paid and keep him a Niner a long time. I definitely learned early on that anything can happen. I bought my first jersey that I ever purchased with like my own money out of like my paycheck was a Patrick Willis jersey. And the reason why I bought the Patrick Willis jersey was because I wanted a jersey that was going to be relevant for a long time. And the next season, Patrick Willis retired. I thought I thought Willis was going to be around for years to come, and that's why I was like, I can't go wrong with the P Willie. I'm going to get Patrick Willis, and he's going to be on the team for the next 5 to 8 years. It's going to be glorious and retired like that next season. So, but in regards to the Brock Purdy situation, I anticipate that the 49ers want him. I anticipate that they're going to work towards getting a deal done. It's a little bit of a gamble, even with Purdy, just because he's not paid. Anything can happen. I expect the 49ers to pay him. I expect them to get it done. I expect Brock Purdy to be the franchise quarterback for a long time, but it's also just the simple fact of you just never know fully until that ink is dry. Like, look at the situation with Brandon Ayuk. Like, I don't think any of us really anticipated the 49ers kind of flirting with trading him. It ultimately didn't happen because no one, reportedly gave them the asking price that they wanted, which was in the vicinity of an AJ Brown type deal when he was traded from the Titans to the Philadelphia Eagles. But it's just like you never know. Like you never know. Like I love my Trent jersey. I feel like the Trent Williams jersey is such a like when I see people, the only jersey that I personally like tell people, hey, nice jersey, is when they're wearing Trent Williams. Because first of all, offensive line jerseys are so rare. But not only that, but you got the Trent Williams, the best offensive lineman in football. Whenever I see someone wearing a Trent, I'm like, nice jersey. I'm like, that's a cultured jersey right there. But the thing is with Trent is we don't know how much more years he's got left in the tank, with the San Francisco 49ers. So if you're wanting like longevity of current Niners, I wouldn't say Trent. But if you want like culture, like cultured, like dang, you got a Trent Williams jersey. I feel like the Trent Williams jerseys it elicits a different level of respect from other 49er fans when they see the Trent, because it's like if you got a Trent, oh, you're with it. Like you're really with it. Like anyone can have a Kittle, right? A Bosa, and wear it proudly and rep and vibe. Christian McCaffrey is a good one too. But the Trent there's something about the Trent. It just hits different. CMC would be a good one. But to be honest, after all this roundabout talking and yapping, Brock Purdy's probably a good one. Brock Purdy's probably a good one. I was thinking about it because I got a lot of jerseys obviously behind me. And I kind of want a Purdy jersey. I just don't have one. Willis or Fred Warner would be good. Callie says, I have a Willison cap joint jersey. Oh, that's interesting. Wisnowski switched his number 3 times now. Can't go with him. I've actually sat in a section twice with a guy who's Mitch Wisnowski's biggest fan. He has a Mitch Wisnowski jersey. I wonder how he's feeling right now with Mitch switching up to number 8 or number 3. Also, to Debo changed his number. Has anyone got the number 1 Debo? Curious about that. But we are under 10 minutes now until the NFL draft. So I think this is what I'll do. I'll stay on for when the schedule drops. We'll do a quick reaction to it because I got to go post other content as well. So we'll do a quick real-time live reaction. It's showing we got almost 500 people in the room. So I don't want to abandon you guys. So we'll stay on. We'll do a quick reaction. And then I got to go out and I got to post to all the different platforms. And then I'm going to come back live not too long after that. But I do want to kind of vibe out and discuss this release that we've been waiting for right now. So do me a favor, smash that like button, sub to the channel if you haven't already. But we are 8 minutes away from the schedule release. Woo! All right, what are we gonna get? Let's do a quick poll in the chat. What opponent, what game are you guys most looking forward to? Oh yeah, we're doing way too early record predictions. We're doing all that stuff. Don't you worry. But I'm gonna pull the chat. What matchup are you? Because we know home and away. What team are you looking forward to playing the most? What game just stands out to you on the schedule? I see some so far. I see some Chiefs. Seems like a lot of people are looking at the Chiefs. I had some people tell me they didn't care about the Chiefs because it's a regular season game, so it doesn't matter. Okay. I see Chiefs, Packers, Dallas, Bears, Lions. I think the Lions is going to be a good one. Lions is for sure going to be a good one. Bills. A lot of KC, though. A lot of KC, Dallas, Jets opener. That's going to be a good one. Are we playing the Eagles this year? I don't believe so. No. No Eagles this year. 5 minutes. Ooh! We're 5 minutes away officially. Official like a referee with a whistle. Ooh, boy. The Lions, the outside of the division, the home games are going to be Bears, Lions, Jets, Patriots, Chiefs, Cowboys. The away games outside of the division are Packers, Vikings, Dolphins, Bills, Bucks. All right. What are we going to get? What are we going to get? Oh, the season ticket holders already got the schedule? Come on, man. Come on, man. All right. We're getting there. We are getting there. Less than 4 minutes. All right. We are going to get it dropped here very, very soon. I've chosen to not look at any of it. And I'm just going to let that thing drop in real time. Oh boy. Oh boy. Woo. Less than 3 minutes until we drop. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right. I got to get everything queued up. Two minutes, people. 2 minutes until the rest of our lives. All right. Let's see what we're going to get. Let's see what the fireworks are looking like. Oh boy. Come on, Niners. Let's get a winning schedule on our hands. Let's go. Let's go. Wait, there's a countdown on the app? Oh, this is what the app's saying. This is what the app's saying. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let's go. 30 seconds. Oh, is it getting populated already? 20 seconds. 15. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, what do we get? All right, it just dropped. I just seen the tweet. Okay, 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 okay. All right, refresh. Refresh. Here we go. Popping it up on the screen right now. Let's get it. Schedule is live, ladies and gentlemen. And this is your 2024 schedule. We got week 1 versus the Jets, at Vikings, week 2, 10 a.m. start, at the Rams, week 3, home versus the Patriots, home versus the Cardinals week 5, on the road at Seattle week 6, home versus the Chiefs, home versus the Cowboys. Bye week, week 9. And before we go any further, week 1 prime time, week 6 versus Seattle is prime time. Week 8 versus Cowboys is prime time. And I believe that is Sunday Night Football. Then we got on the road on the Bucks, back home to Seattle. Packers, November 24th. Ooh, boy. Packers in late November. And then Bills. Bills is prime time. Okay. That's going to be a good one. Bills is prime time. Bears at home, week 14. Rams home, week 15. And then we are Dolphins on the road, December 22nd. That Rams game is going to be a primetime game, week 15, and then finish off, or no, our last primetime game will be the 17th versus the Lions, and then Cardinals. Okay, that's our schedule. How we liking it? I don't love that the Green Bay Packers and Bills games are late in the year, but the 49ers have a lot of primetime games after the bye. A lot of primetime games after the bye. All right, we're cooking. Let's go. We got it. It's here. How we feeling? Let's rate it on a scale 1 to 100. Rate how you like the schedule. From 1 to 100, rate the schedule. 69. Nice. Very nice. I see some early hundreds. Perfect bye week. I agree. I feel like it's, outside of, just not loving the placement of Green Bay and Bills. I love the amount of primetime games there are. I love the bye week being week 9. I love Chiefs, Cowboys being stacked back to back. It's going to be a phenomenal lead up into the bye. I like how we're starting with Jets, then Vikings. I think I like it. I like it. I like it. I think it's good. Again, I would have only preferred Bills Packers earlier in the year. But beyond that, I'm feeling all right. I'm feeling all right. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I don't know. All right. Now it's time. Lisa says 100. Let's effing go, everybody. F everybody else. All right. Now give me your way too early score predictions in the chat. Give me the way too early score predictions right now. Let it fly. Let it go. But yeah, we got a lot We got a lot to the primetime games, baby. Let's go. We're cooking. So far, I see lots of confidence. Lots of confidence in the chat. I see playoffs in our future based on these way too early record predictions, but I love it. Let's go. I think this is a manageable schedule. I think the way it's spread out is fair. I think there are some definite challenges. There are going to be ups and downs. There's going to be a trap game in there somewhere. Oh, baby, we know there's going to be a trap game in there somewhere. Maybe a couple. But as it stands right now, I like where we're at. I like what we're cooking with. Cooking with gas. All right, we're one step closer. We are one step closer to the 2024 regular season. You love to see it. Let's go. All right, guys. I got to get some other content out. We'll be back on for another live not too long. But I appreciate you guys tapping in. Smash that like button for me on your way out. The schedule has dropped. Let's go. It's time to begin the journey back to the promised land. Let's go. We got it, baby. Appreciate all you. I'll be back in a little bit. Got to get all that content out. Let's go. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see it.